welcome to today's episode on the Fashion Fables podcast. Today, I am welcoming Alma, digital creator based in Sweden. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So, let's get started. So, if you can introduce yourself and just tell us about what you do.
So my name is Alma. I'm from Sweden and I'm 20 years old. I actually work at a bank right now, full time. Actually, I start tomorrow, so I haven't started yet, but tomorrow. And then I love to travel and do YouTube and Instagram and take photos. Yeah. That's
Awesome.
me.
Yeah, I love that. I'm 19, so we're like similar in age. And it's so cool. I love your aesthetic and your feed. And so um, I knew you'd be a great person to have on. So I'm so glad that you're here.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here too.
So, what inspired you to create your account, and what is your favorite part about having this outlet?
Um, so I started the account when I was like 13 maybe, and then I never posted. It was like maybe 2 years ago I started like posting for real, like more often and editing posts. And I tried, and then I gained followers. So I haven't been doing it for very long, but it's so much and really prioritize when post, and I think it's so much fun. Um,
Yeah, awesome, for sure. I think it's always nerve-wracking, like when you first start, because you're not sure how it's gonna end up or if people are gonna like what you're posting. But I think it's just important to just do it for yourself because, like, if you're true to yourself and you post what you want, then people will notice that and want to follow you and engage with you and stuff like that. So, I think it's awesome and keep doing what you're
yeah.
doing.
Oh yeah, I will. Yeah, you know, it's so fun when because you sometimes you can see when people how do I explain this? When you know when they put their heart into it,
Yes.
like you notice that. Um,
Yeah.
so that's yeah, it's interesting.
It becomes like a
Yeah,
passion that you just look forward to doing. So I agree.
yeah,
So what
exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
content do you like to post and how do you like stay creative?
Um, of course, fashion. I love this whole process, putting together an outfit, occasion. The sun is at the right. It's the right time of the day.
Yeah.
And you know this whole planning. Uh, so it's mostly outfits. Um, yeah, and I love being in front of like a wall,
Okay.
you know, building or something like that when I take pictures. Um, and I also have this app so I can take photos myself um, on a timer. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good. So I don't have to have anyone with me all the time.
Oh, awesome. I know. Sometimes it's hard because you want to take pictures, but like you need someone else. But I think with like having a tripod or like a timer, it's way easier. And yeah, I think it's just about like your passion. If you love to do it, you'll do it. And I also think it's a lot of creativity, like just like thinking of like ideas that not everyone else would and kind of just new spots to go like within your location, like where you live. Just to, I don't know, stay fresh and stay inspired and stuff like that. But I think that there's like everyone has a different way of posting and I think that's what makes everyone like so different. So I like to ask that question just to kind of understand your perspective on it.
Yeah.
So, if you could choose anyone, which celebrity's fashion style best matches the way you dress?
Oh, this is a hard question. I think I would say Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
Um, very, very, you know, different kind of outfits, and she nails like all of them. She always looked gorgeous, and it's a big variation also between like um, more stylish outfits and also just sweatpants, and I think she's. I'm not saying I look like her and all of that, but she's like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to trying to dress like because I love her style.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny that you say that because like Hailey Bieber is one of those people that I also like love her fashion style. I just think like she's not afraid to be herself and
Yeah,
like she you could tell she's confident in what she wears and I think that's so important like cuz everyone will look good in something else cuz like everyone has different body types and like whatever and so you have to just kind of find what works for you but like I feel like she just rocks like everything and I love it and so I agree.
yeah, I know. You know, I always look on Pinterest
Yeah,
and I search like Hailey Bieber, um, different kinds of yeah.
I
So
know.
she's
Pinterest
a
is
big
amazing.
inspiration.
Awesome. So,
Yeah, I know. I love
so do you believe that a certain feed for an account is like needed or necessary? So, like, talk a bit about your brand and what your aesthetic is.
it. So my aesthetic is kind of colorful. Um, right now it's a little greenish um, on my pictures, and I love this whole feeling of palm trees and traveling.
Hmm.
Um, so that's kind of what I'm trying to post. Um, but now I live in a small town in Sweden, and it's not that big. Um, so when I travel, I try to uh, take a lot of photos. So I have a small gallery to post after. Um, but yeah, cities. I love to take photos in the cities, like going to Stockholm or something. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. I know. I noticed that like a lot of travel and stuff like that, which I think is super cool. But also I feel like your feed is just very like unique in the aspect of like you don't like need to post like one color, you know what I mean? Like some people like are like only like beiges or only like whites, you know? And I think that the way you kind of incorporate all that makes it like work, but also like it's not so specific. And I like really like that because sometimes like when you're too focused on that, you kind of like don't post what you want because you're too like hung up on like what color it is. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you do a really good job of like just posting like what makes you happy.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really try to do that because some, and in the beginning, especially for me, I was really um, uh, how do I say? I wanted all the photos to be, as you said, like in the same color and
Mhm.
everything. Um, but that's so boring because sometimes you have a lot of great photos, but you can't post them
Yeah.
because then it's not gonna match. So now I think I found almost not every picture, but the photos go with the kind of with the way that I'm editing them. So I have these small um, tips and tricks of how to make almost every photo, match the other ones. So it's not perfect by feed, but it's I'm trying. Yeah.
No, it's great. And you know, there is no perfect. So I think what makes everyone's page stand out is how different they are. And so I really love your mindset about that. And I'm definitely excited to see what you post in the future. So
Yeah. Me too.
um so I'm really curious, what is fashion like in Sweden? And do you follow the trends in your country or do you kind of stay away from them? How do you feel about trends and just more about fashion in Sweden?
Okay, so fashion in Sweden is very kind of depends on where in Sweden you are.
Hmm.
Um, I would say in Stockholm, I mean, it's the capital of Sweden, but it's also the capital of fashion because
Yeah.
um, if you go there, I recently visited Stockholm and it was like everyone is so stylish and yeah, so that's where most of the trends come from, I think. Um, and I try to look at Stockholm fashion um, because I love it. It's very stylish and classy, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of secondhand shopping going on, and that's I really love that because it's well good for the environment, of course. Um, so that trend I'm really excited about. So
Yeah, awesome. That's good to know. It's always like cool to learn about other countries because I'm from the United States, and so like the fashion
Yeah.
here is definitely different than in Europe. But I always say that like I feel like I fit in more to like European fashion because I like
Oh,
elegant and
really?
classy and all that stuff. And sometimes here people are like to dress down more, like sweatpants and just like more casual. But like I always like to like dress up, so that's what I always say.
Yeah, people are very dressed up here.
Yeah, and like I
Yeah.
love that because it's just like everyone looks presentable and it's just like so nice to see. And I would get so inspired, I feel like, if I were to see everyone dressing up, and so that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. Yeah.
So what keeps you inspired to continue becoming the best version of yourself? And like how do you find a balance between like staying focused and also just having fun and enjoying life?
Um, I think I'm just sometimes trying to focus on the small things,
Mm-hmm.
um, because it's easy when you like, you scroll on Instagram and on TikTok, you see everyone's perfect life. Um, it's easy to like be, oh, why can I have that? And just,
Mm-hmm.
I think you know the feeling. But it's like focusing on all the great things, like I'm healthy, my family's healthy, and just focusing on that, I think is really important.
Yeah, I agree because like I always say this, but like social media is just like what you want to post, and so it seems so perfect, but then like everyone has their struggles and everyone's just trying to come become the best version of themselves. So I think like sometimes it's just like good to take a break from social media because you're so like into that like comparing, but then you forget that like there's little things that go on in your life all the time that like I don't know, I feel like the little things like sometimes make me more happy than like I don't know, because it's just like cute
Yeah.
and like little, but like you remember.
Mhm.
And so I definitely agree, and I think that like I want to focus more on the little things because like they end up like meaning a lot in the end.
Yeah, that's very true.
Awesome. Well, Alma, what are some ways that people can stay in touch with your content and kind of just keep up to date?
Um, well, I think it's the most important thing, at least for me, is to have fun. Um, so sometimes, it can be necessary to take a break, and it's not the end of the world. So just feeling good, um, about posting and taking photos. Uh, I think that's what I would say. Yeah.
Awesome. And then, so where can people follow you and things like that to stay in contact with you in your content?
Um, well, I'm most active on Instagram, which is my name. It's Alma Westerlund in Swedish. Um, and I also have a YouTube channel,
Oh, cool.
but that's like I don't post very often. It's more when I travel. Uh, but it's also my name. Um, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I had so much fun talking to you.
Thanks for having me. It was really fun.